welcome to the best channel on the internet. Okay, a little excessive. What's up, guys? It's Opex. I just want to explain something that's been bothering me over the last few months. And it's something collective, so it's something that affects you and me and etc., right? So the government always wants to start wars. And they want to stop conflict and start conflict, and they want to explain things to make sure that the public is on board with their agenda. And I always see this garbage ass, Syria's using chemical weapons, so we gotta go in and stop them. And this, that, and the third, right? But this time, it's more or less...
Geneva Street.
Okay, dude, I know you can go faster than that. What the fuck are you doing? Yikes. Alright. Go, sorry. I wanted to beat the light. Anyways, so now it's the North Korea thing. We need to fearmonger you because North Korea has a couple missiles. There's a meme. I wish I could edit my videos while I'm out on the road. I don't have my computer with me. Maybe there's an app on my phone. Maybe you guys can let me know where I can edit videos and make collages without any watermarks or anything like that. But it's funny because, to me, North Korea is one of the weakest countries in the world. You know, like, if France all of a sudden was like, you know what? I have 3 missiles that can wipe out a couple buildings. You're going to be like, okay, whatever. But because they're scary North Korea, we're supposed to be scared. And they want to label them, like our government and our media wants to label them as a military dictatorship. Granted, you and I don't live there. We only see the footage that they're showing us, and that a few people, like, I've seen a few documentaries on North Korea. It's not the greatest place to live in the world, but nonetheless, it's not like scary for Americans, right? Like, they can't really do us harm. In America or the UK or wherever else this propaganda arises. And North Korea itself, like, if you want to make the claim that North Korea is scary because they have people with medals on their jacket, I don't even get that, right? Like, in America, you need to be like, you need to have done something great in war to get a Medal of Honor. Yet, 100 of these freaking top North Korean military personnel have tons and tons of medals. I mean, you just use a magnet or something and you can defeat their whole army, right? Which is probably about 100 people. Now, I might be exaggerating or whatever word that is. I might be underplaying the amount of people that are in the military in North Korea, but it's not that much. It's not many people. Now, most of them are probably diehard because that's all they know, that they, you know, any military person that's been in the military for many years are pretty much diehard. Doesn't matter what country you come from. But North Korea hasn't been in a war. I don't even know if they've been in a war since, like, the division of North and South Korea. And then before that, what was war? Like, to fight off the Japanese? I don't know. I don't really know. I should probably do a little bit of research on that. But in my lifetime, they don't go out and start wars and shit. What is there to be afraid of from North Korea? Their tiny, possible nuclear arsenal? Let's say they have 2 to 3 missiles that can potentially hit the coastline of the U.S. Well, chances are they're not ever going to even try it, right? Because that would be literally a death wish. The world would be fighting them. And the world, in fact, just Japan, who's technically our ally, Japan would just go, boo! North Korea, done. Right? North Korea presses that button, it goes towards Japan or whatever. And I don't mean close to Japan, like 100 miles away. I mean like close to Japan. Like, it starts going that direction to Japan. Well, Japan just presses a button, boom, North Korea's gone. Sorry, gone. U.S. didn't have to intervene, nothing. Just like previous wars. The Syrian thing, where he used chemical weapons on his own people, when we basically know that was rebels that were armed by the United States and the UK and the West, basically, that used chemical weapons on Assad's people, because Assad wouldn't just start attacking his people. That just doesn't make any sense. But nonetheless, right? So they try this bullshit where they want to scare you. They want to make you feel a certain way and be like, now we need to intervene with our military-industrial complex that is far superior than these little bullshit countries that literally barely can even defend themselves against ISIS, you know, which is just a small group of people with AKs. You know, like, literally, if ISIS came into the United States, Americans would destroy ISIS without the military. Without the military. I go home, I go grab my AK-47, my M4, and yeah, the ISIS wouldn't stand a chance. Let alone if North Korea was to invade our country, me and the rest of the militia would destroy them guys. Destroy them guys. Destroy. And they don't even have much of an army. So they can't even go into, like, they wouldn't even have a chance in New York City. They'd be destroyed. Destroyed in New York City, let alone just some hick place out in the middle of the country, right? They start trying to act tough and invade, they'd be destroyed. So of course, they can't fearmonger you with their 100-man army with no military experience, like no experience invading other countries like our military has. And they can't scare you like that, so they have to scare you with they might have a big bomb. Okay, well, if our government's truly trying to protect our people, like just imagine for a second, go with this hypothetical with me. If they actually were to try to protect our country, and our military is trying to protect our country, well, that rocket comes up and starts going towards our country at, I don't know, 100 miles an hour or something, whatever it is. Like, it's not going to be here and like that. It's not like, button, boom, California's destroyed. No. It's going to take a while. And we have devices and scans or whatever. We have radar, we have radar that can detect these things. So we just, F-21 or whatever, goes up, blows it up. Max, we will lose that guy in that jet. Max. The maximum problem that we would have is that the blast affected the dude who shot down the nuke. Max, we lose one guy. I'm not too fucking scared. Our military is basically like meant to be kamikaze, like give your life for your country. Alright, so I'm basically telling you that North Korea would be wiped off the map if they even tried anything. They're not a power to be reckoned with. They're not scary. You know, be scared of Russia or China, something like that can actually do something. Don't be scared of, you know, like, even if Mexico had an issue with the United States, Mexico has an army far superior. Mexico, yes, you heard me right. Mexico has an army that's far superior than North Korea, right? And we're not scared if Mexico wanted to start a war with us, right? Come on, and we're scared of this place all the way on the other side of the world. We're scared of them? The farthest fucking point from where I am in New York right now, the farthest point from me right now is North Korea. Farthest on the whole planet. Well, I guess technically maybe like Antarctica might be farther. I don't know. But the point is, it's going to take forever to get that nuke all the way over here and give a chance of killing maybe a few people. And even if they were to bust off this nuke, and it was imagined to hit you in California, just imagine. That would suck.
Turn
but
right on I-90 West, then keep left.
Let's say you didn't live in California, because that was actually a bad example. Let's say you lived in New York, and they hit California. Imagine, they actually hit California. They kill, let's say 10,000 people. Which wouldn't happen. This is all hypothetical. This just wouldn't happen. North Korea would be destroyed in an instant. And that's it. End of story.
Keep left to I-90 West.
There's no fucking possible way you should be scared of North Korea. There is. Because there's no way they're going to hit California. There's no way. No way. And if you're in that much fear of this shit, move. You know, like, there are people in the Middle East or wherever from war-torn countries that have to leave where they are for safety. Well, if you're scared of your safety, move to Kansas. You know, I'm pretty confident North Korea doesn't have a nuke going to Kansas, let alone a nuke going at all. It's all fear-mongering, dude. North Korea is one of the few places in the world. So if you haven't noticed, this is the military dictatorship of the United States military. That is this. Pick on all the weak guys that nobody else is allies with. So that would be like the Middle East. That would be North Korea. These places that are not backed by huge powers like China or Russia. And because they're not backed by huge powers that are willing to defend themselves, the United States just blows over these countries. These countries that the United States targets are generally that which do not have their puppet dictators, don't have their control of their government, the United States controlling the government, and these places don't have a central bank that is controlled by the same one from the West. A central banking system that is similar to the West. So what they do is they put in, well, they topple the whole country, which is extremely easy. You just bring in 2 soldiers, you destroyed this country. Because that's how terrible these countries are at defending themselves, because they are weak and they don't have a central government, and they don't think of, let's defend ourselves with nukes and all this shit. They think, well, I know that the government, our government, is trying to take over the world. It's quite obvious. They're just picking up where Hitler left off. And the real world domination client was the United States all along. It wasn't Germany. But it takes an intelligent mind to distinguish all the propaganda. So, what did we learn today? No, you probably didn't learn anything. So, understand that North Korea is not like the bad guy. The real bad guy is power. And who has the most power? The United States, right? Oh, well, the powers that be has the power. And they control countries, to governments, to banks, to everything. Every aspect of the world. It's world domination. And there are countries out there that are not under the West, their spell of the West, where they have their governments, they have their banking systems, and they control the nation. They don't have that in North Korea. So that's what they got to do. Well, North Korea is an easy target. How do we scare people? Well, let's put footage of North Korea with military dances and shit. Well, what do you think North Korea is doing? Think about this. In North Korea, they have a lot of propaganda about the West, and especially the United States. But the difference here is that the propaganda and the footage that they're showing their nation of North Korea is the military dictatorship of America. But of course, you live in America, you don't see this military dictatorship because this military dictatorship goes all around the world for world domination. And North Korea knows that the United States has their eye on North Korea. They're not that dumb. Not as dumb as the United States is pointing out. There's no reason for North Korea to start nuking countries. It doesn't make sense. They can tell you all day long that the leader is just batshit crazy, just looking for a death wish. But this isn't true. This is illogical. It doesn't make any logical sense. It's a fallacy. It doesn't make any sense. So, think about it like this. They are painting a picture in the West of North Korea so they can get your feelings to save North Korea. Or that you should be scared because they might have a missile. Just like weapons of mass destruction in Iraq from George Bush. And all he had to say was weapons of mass destruction, and people were like, oh my God, what if? Not using common sense and say, the United States has weapons of mass destruction, but they're in the wrong hands and everyone's batshit crazy but the United States. But the United States is actually using weapons of mass destruction around the world, killing millions of people. Millions! North Korea, death toll 0. United States death toll just in this year, I don't know, Google it, look it up. And of course, they're not going to be accurate. With that death toll, it's probably more. And if you really look at it, with the poisoning of just Americans, that death toll is like huge, man. It's millions a year that just the United States government endorses the killings of. So, you shouldn't be all like, whoa, Hillary Clinton left people to die in Benghazi. Dude, that's just a walk in the park for the government. That's like nothing. It's like, well, that's few people died. We kill millions. Few people died. And then we got to be concerned about North Korea. North Korea actually has footage that they show their nation of American soldiers walking around. The same thing that we're doing about North Korea. Except North Korea started this shit in terms of the propaganda of the other nation. And then the United States mimicked it and found few cases of North Korea looking like a military dictatorship. And if you think Kim Jong-un or whatever the fuck his name is the next Hitler, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You see Trump going up on stage with trillions of missiles. I'm not saying on stage with trillions of missiles, but up on stage has access to. He doesn't have access, but you know what I mean. Backing the United States to bomb and invade and whatever the fuck North Korea when they have trillions of dollars worth of nuclear arsenal. And we got to be scared of North Korea because they might have a couple $1 million worth of military arsenal? Like, firepower? Like, what are you scared of? Don't buy into the bullshit, the propaganda. It wouldn't be on the news unless they wanted you to think a certain way. That's why they have the left and right. They want something that will affect you emotionally. To be like, well, we got to save North Korea by bombing them. And I don't know how how this propaganda actually works on the people, other than people don't think for themselves. I encourage you, use your own mind. Do you think that North Korea, and I know the talking points, Fox News says, well, they might actually be able to do it, go against our defenses and be able to attack us. And I just want to know the source. Who the fuck is saying that they're going to bomb America? Kim Jong-un? Is that who says this? Because all I keep hearing from the media is that North Korea says they're going to attack the United States. Who the fuck is North Korea? is the footage of this? Who is saying that they're going to attack the United States of America? Who? You can say North Korea all day long, but if you have no evidence of who said it, then you're just lying to the people. Where's the evidence? That's something strong I've been trying to put on my channel. Where's the evidence? When I say there's no such thing as empty space, it's because there's no evidence of empty space. When I say that there is no such thing as time, it's because there's no evidence of time. So when I make these arguments that sound crazy, I still want to back it up by evidence. So when you say something crazy like North Korea says that they're going to send a nuke to America, where's the evidence? You don't just write on the media headline on CNN that North Korea wants to attack America. Where's the evidence? Show me proof. You don't have evidence or proof? Then you're lying to me. It's that fucking simple. Alright, I don't want this video to be all day. I had a lot more talking points or a lot of more things I wanted to cover on this because it's something I've been thinking about for a few months now, and I really wanted to make this video a lot earlier, but I decided not to because I figured everyone was just on page with this shit, but actually people are actually scared of North Korea. God damn, you're scared of some fat guy that's like in his younger 20s or something, and what the fuck are you scared of this guy for? Or his 1 or 2 missiles. What are you fucking scared of? What the fuck are you scared of? I basically explained to you that there's no reason to fear, and I even put the hypothetical, what if they actually hit someplace in the world? If they actually hit someplace in the world and it's not you, and then they just destroy, like, let's say they have beef with Japan, because I guess they actually have beef with Japan or whatever, and they attack Japan. Well, Japan gets destroyed, and they're right next to them. They can take care of themselves. Japan would just wipe them fucking out. There's no reason to be scared. There's no reason. In fact, I've explained to you what the real thing to be feared is our government in the West. Because they're the ones that are going to lock you up in a prison if you don't pay them. They're the ones that are actually killing millions of people. North Korea death toll, let's go at this again. Death toll, North Korea, 0. Remember all these arguments saying that marijuana's bad and it should be labeled as bad as heroin. Heroin death toll, millions, let's say. Marijuana death toll. Oh. So, facts should be playing an important role on this, right? Doesn't mean that marijuana can never, ever, ever kill somebody. It might be, somebody might concoct a strain and then, you know, I don't know. Marijuana can kill someone, right? But it hasn't yet. Just like North Korea can kill somebody, but they haven't yet. But millions of people are killed by the United States. And the United States is in a, well, at least the military is in constant state of war. So there's somebody to actually be worried about, and there's somebody not to be worried about. It's common sense. All you have to do is use your senses. Be like, North Korea, who have they killed? No one. No one. Who's making the claims that they are going to kill somebody? The media. The ones that are actually killing people. The United States. Come the fuck on. This isn't complicated. Anyways, I don't want this video to take forever, and it actually went on a lot farther than I wanted it to. So, stay tuned for more content. Plenty more coming. See ya!